I really hope this day is recording, and I really hope that I'm in focus. Ugh, can I see from here? Ooh, though. Okay. So, today, I don't know why I've decided to do this today, but I've decided to go back and recreate my first ever YouTube video, but because my first ever YouTube video was a get to know me, I want to refilm that video, but updated. So I want you guys to be able to get to know me now in 2021, because I am very, very different. Very, very different than I was in 2016, I believe, when I started this channel. And I technically had a YouTube channel before that, but like, we don't even want to go there. So, I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I also wanted to include in this video sort of like why I've been gone, but I feel like I've sort of touched on it before. Basically, it's been kind of like really hurting me ever since I graduated that I can't put content out that has to do with my career and my job and all that kind of stuff. Like, I wanted to put out content that aligned with that, but I can't really do that because I had a COVID graduation. Jobs in my field, you know, the entertainment and music industry don't really exist right now. I do have a artist management startup that I told you guys I would keep you updated on. Basically, I manage a band called Not. They are an alternative punk band upcoming out of Orlando, Florida. And then I manage Jasia, who is an alternative pop artist. I guess she's out of New York now, but technically I also know her from here, the greater Orlando area. We actually went to high school together and cheerled together, so that's kind of how I know her. But she is an amazing artist too. I don't know. There's been a lot of reasons I haven't been putting out content, but it was mainly because I was holding myself to a standard that's way up here that is just not able to be met in the middle of a panty D. So, I'm gonna try and get back to making whatever content I want to make and whatever I like, you know, in lieu of not really being able to do what I originally planned to do, but I'm trying to accept that that's okay. So, today we're gonna do a little side-by-side look at Summer when she was 17. I guess I was 17. Yeah. So we're going to take a look at Summer when she was 17 and compare that to Summer while she's 22. So, bear with me. And I'm answering a bunch of questions from the Get to Know Me tag, and this was the Get to Know Me tag that was popularized back in 2016. So, you know, very different from now, but, you know. Okay, let's start.
Hello YouTube. Today I am doing the Get to Know Me tag. Because what else can a basic bitch do on her YouTube channel? Super exciting. I get to talk about me. Alright.
Still me.
Okay, sorry, my camera just stopped filming, so. What's your middle name? It is Teresa Nicole. Teresa is my...
Don't ask me why I said Teresa. I was going through a religious phase. I also just wanted to sound cool, but my middle name is literally just Nicole. Like, I had some explanation that had to do with my confirmation in the church as to why I had Teresa as a middle name, but I literally just, I guess, wanted to make it sound like I had two middle names. I don't have two middle names. My name is Summer Nicole Himmelberger. That's it.
This is my confirmation name from when I was confirmed in the church. And Nicole was my born middle name. Share your favorite subject in high school. Lunch. No, everyone says that. That's basic. I'm gonna say choir because I love choir. What is your favorite drink? Water. And if we're not talking...
Yeah, not in high school, so some of these aren't gonna apply, but my favorite subject, I said choir. Obviously, I liked the artistic stuff because I was super, like, creative, like... all of my other classes were super, like, sit down and weren't always entertaining, but choir was always fun. Anything theater related was always fun because it wasn't, like, your standard curriculum. But overall, my favorite subject is writing because it's something that I excelled at. I mean, I excelled at a variety of subjects. I took macro econ while I was in high school. I always loved, like, science class and stuff like that, but generally speaking, writing has always been and will always be one of my things. That being said, when I got to college, all of my classes, as you know, were centered around music business. So the curriculum was not your standard curriculum. So as far as my favorite class, I don't know if I can narrow it down to one class, but my favorite classes that I took while I was in college, the first one was data analysis with April. If you ever stumble upon this, Miss April. Dr. April? Miss April. I don't know. I love you. You're great. Our entire class loved you, and we miss you. She taught data analysis, so we basically just got to sit down and learn about Excel and do spreadsheets. And even though I had that class, like, in the morning, like, on, like, the most uncomfortable days, like, I would literally show up to class, like, hungover some days, like, it was bad. It still was one of my favorites, because she was just such a bright personality. I loved artist management. In fact, my artist management teacher, his name was Alex, actually went on to become my mentor because I graduated and asked him to help me figure out my startup artist management business and whatnot, because he has an extensive history within the music scene in the genre that I want to partake in, as well as he's just a very knowledgeable person. So loved that class. I had a class with, God, what's her name? I still have the Discord. We had a Discord chat, so let me pull that up. Music retail and distribution with Brandy. I love Miss Brandy. I love her on a personal level, and I also love her as a teacher. I loved that class because I feel like it brought, like, that was genuinely a class where everything I learned in it was nothing that I had really learned before, like, in depth. And I think that it's one of the classes where I've been able to apply the most knowledge, at least in what I'm doing right now, which is essentially just being able to plan releases with, like, music and things like that, as well as, you know, it's about retail and distribution, so it's literally about basically promoting and selling music, and in the physical form and the digital form. So everything I learned in that class was, like, we learned a lot, and it's all been, like, there isn't anything that I didn't take from that class. I'm pretty sure I've taken all of it and been able to apply it. And then lastly, I really liked the class right before I graduated. My last class before I graduated, it was called, I don't know, it was our last portfolio class, so I guess it was Portfolio 7, and it was taught by Pinky, and I had another teacher, and her name is escaping me too. Oh, this sucks, but I love Pinky. We both have pink hair now. We didn't at the time. But she was super, super helpful to me because when I was in that class was, like, right after it was, like, when I was beginning to feel the effects of, like, coming off of my mental health medication, it was becoming very hard for me to complete work. And she worked with me and really helped me with my mental health and was always there for me. And she also gave us the opportunities within the class to pitch to literal, like, potential employers and get their feedback. And that was very helpful and put a lot of things in perspective for me. I'm sorry that was, like, so rambly. I'll try not to be as rambly in the future, but I just realized that I never really talked about my college classes. I haven't talked a lot about my college experience, so why not start now?
What is your favorite drink? Water. And if we're not talking water, Starbucks. Mocha Frappuccino.
My favorite drink now? Still water, specifically core water. And I also have been drinking a lot of Gatorade lately, for the electrolytes, I guess. And then in the mornings, I've been trying to have tea instead of coffee because coffee has become, like, a very bad habit. It basically just launches me into, like, a fit of mania. Every single time I drink it, it just wires me. So I've been trying to do tea so that it's, like, caffeine so that I'm awake to complete tasks, but, like, not too much caffeine, and it's still, like, relaxing and stuff, like, because it's a tea. So yeah, I would say still water, as well as tea. I do love coffee though. I'm a coffee connoisseur, and don't ask me why I don't just go for decaf if I like the taste so much. I don't know. There's something just wrong. Like, I don't want to drink diet coffee.
What is your favorite song at the moment? It's a remix of Zeppelin, and it's fire!
I played the song. I mean, I guess I still could. I still do really like this particular remix. Drop's really good. I actually show it to most of my friends still, especially my friends that are into classic rock, and they all, like, universally agree that it's very good. But My favorite now is probably anything from Megan Thee Stallion. I'm still pretty basic because Queen Summer here from 12th grade loved that word, so we're going to use it. I'm still pretty basic. I still listen to a lot of pop, but I also listen to a whole slew of other genres. So, what I might do is stick up on the screen, like, my favorite songs currently from, like, each of the different genres that I listen to regularly. But, I would have to say my favorite songs are either... I know that the Savage remix with Beyonce and Meg Thee Stallion is top of my on repeat right now and has been for a while. But as far as other stuff, I've been really liking the Driver's License song by Olivia Rodrigo. You know, that literally ate TikTok. Like, she ate TikTok. That's a good song, and it probably would have literally killed me. Like, I feel like if that song came out when I was 17, I would have been obliterated. It would have had the same effect on me, if not worse, that I Hate You, I Love You by Olivia O'Brien did. Interesting, they're both named Olivia. Jocelyn by Olivia O'Brien is also a bop. But I would say, just because I want to bring more attention to this artist, that my favorite song right now, as in, like, I literally have played it on repeat for hours, is Papacito by Elena Castillo. Forgive me if that's wrong. But she is a bilingual singer and sings in both Spanish and English, which I think is really cool. And she is really good. And she has songs. She had a Christmas song and she had a Valentine's Day song. So around Christmas, I was like streaming wish lists all the time. And now I stream Valentine's Day all the time. And they're both very, very good. I can't play now because YouTube is very different.
Shout out to Jorgen Odegaard on SoundCloud. What would you or have you name your children? That's not proper grammar. Definitely have like a list of this on my phone. I like the names Ileana, Hudson, Valentina for girls. For guys, I like Brandon, I like Chandler, I like Ryan.
So, follow up with this question. Don't want kids. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I might want to adopt one day, but not for a very, very long time because the lifestyle that I would ideally lead just doesn't really allow for, like, settling down with a house and having kids. You know, I want to be, ideally on the road and traveling for a good portion of my life. So if I did have kids, it would be way later on down the line, maybe when I'm in my, like, 40s. But as per right now, don't really want kids.
Have you participated in any sports? I used to play volleyball. It was really fun. I never really figured out the rotation though, and I stopped playing in 9th grade.
That's on facts. Yeah, I did. How old was I? In middle school, I did volleyball. And then whenever I got to high school, I tried to do volleyball, but I ended up having to choose like an extracurricular because those were both time consuming. And I chose music, or vocal lessons instead. And then when I transferred schools, I just wasn't interested in volleyball anymore. But I did do cheerleading, and I also danced. I've danced my entire life, not competitively, so I hesitate to say that it was a sport, but it feels like a sport because if you dance, you know how intensive it is. So, yeah.
What is your favorite book? Definitely Looking for Alaska or Life of Pi.
Still love both those. I mean, honestly, there are some books that I kind of refuse to reread because they have such an important place in my life that I don't want to reread it and then like be like, well, this isn't as good as I remember it, because like regardless, it had such an important role in my life. But as far as John Green goes, still huge John Green fan. I mean, aren't most of us? But I would say my new favorite book by him is Turtles All the Way Down. I found that book during the time when I was going through like different mental health diagnoses. I thought that I had like generalized anxiety disorder. They diagnosed me with OCD, which I'm not sure is the right diagnosis, but it was interesting that right when I was diagnosed with OCD is when I read that book and I found it, you know, somewhat relatable. I still definitely have OCD tendencies. I just don't know what it's a direct result of because I still have not been, to my standards properly diagnosed. So, but other favorite books. Let me just whip them out from my lovely bookcase over here. Yay! I can't find my copies of a lot of my favorite books, but one of my favorite books of all time is The Four Agreements, because it brought me onto the law of attraction, manifesting, all that kind of stuff, which is very implemented in my spirituality nowadays. As far as my spirituality goes, if you like spirituality books, y'all know I'm a big astrology buff, and lately, every single month, I've been reading Magical Astrology by Skye Alexander, author of The Modern Guide to Witchcraft, and it basically tells you rituals and things you can do depending on what astrological season you're in, and working with different planets, energies, and things of the such. On the same spiritual note, I know I already touched on the Four Agreements, but I also really like this book called Boundaries and Protection by Pixie Lighthorse. I know that you can find this one on Amazon, but I found it at my local spiritual shop. As far as mental health stuff goes, I really like this book called 13 Things Mentally Strong People Don't Do. I found this at my old college, University of Tampa, before I transferred, in their little, like, these are like the trending books right now section, and I picked it up, and it's been so useful to me ever since. I think those are my favorites right now. I think that kind of is exhaustive. And then I have, like, you know, once again, different genres of books. I have my favorite books when it comes to, like, music and the touring industry and music industry and stuff like that. I've crack open iBooks. What have I been reading lately? God. I don't know. I read a lot of self-help books. Yeah, and my favorite writers are Ian Thomas and also my former teacher. His name is Jeff.
Pronouncenames.com.
Bouvier. Okay. And Jeff Bouvier, who is my former writing teacher. I think the class was called Writing and Inquiry. I took it my sophomore year of college, maybe junior year. But he kind of gave me a lot of, he gave me an ego, no, just kidding. He gave me a lot of faith in myself that I really was lacking at the time. Not just with my writing, but honestly that like translated to myself in general. So like I forever am thankful to him for that. But in addition, he's just like a very, very good, profound writer. I actually want one of his quotes tattooed on me someday. And although I don't really keep up with him, once again, if you ever stumble upon this or anything, thank you so much. I literally, there are certain like teachers and stuff that I just want to like thank. If I ever have to accept an award for anything, I don't care what it is, I have teachers to thank. Professors. Educators.
What's your favorite color? Pink.
My favorite color is still pink. It's pink, green, and black, just like the old Avril Lavigne stuff. During quarantine, I had a strong phase where I just let MySpace nostalgia throw up all over me and my music taste and my favorite colors and my aesthetic. And there's still remnants of that for sure in how I express myself, including pink, green, and black.
What's your favorite animal? Sharks or snakes or jellyfish or animals in general, because I like them all.
Still sharks. Still snakes. I probably would add orcas to the list. I didn't like to used to say orcas because I felt like that was kind of stereotypical, especially because I wanted to go into marine biology. I just didn't want to be that bitch. I was like, yeah, I want to be a marine biologist because I love orcas, because I felt like everyone was like that. But I do love orcas a lot. And cetaceans in general. Yeah.
What is your favorite perfume? I love Viva La Juicy. It's like my go-to, but recently I've been using Nude by Rihanna a lot.
the lack of taste is showing. Summer, let me help you. I use Midnight Romance by Ralph Lauren. I actually am very bad about putting on perfume. I'm just very forgetful about it. But a scent that I found and really stuck with, once again, I like having things that not everybody has. Not to say that I don't like things that people like just because it's popular, because that's not true at all. You know, like, I'm into astrology, I'm into philosophy, I'm into pop music, like, all that kind of stuff, and I'm, like, not ashamed to say it. But I do have, like, an individuality complex about some things, and that's still one of those things. What was I talking about? Midnight Romance, for sure, by Ralph Lauren. There's a few other ones I've tried because I got, the little tiny little sample sizes, and I just, like, milk those, but I still actually like Viva La Juicy. I just don't really wear it anymore because I associate it with high school me, I guess.
What is your favorite holiday? Christmas or Valentine's Day? One of those two?
Halloween and Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day just has the best color palette. My Libra moon popped out, but it really does have the best color palette. And I don't like it as a capitalism holiday, but I do like it just as, like, to have Galentine's or to, like, treat people. I like giving gifts and stuff like that, so you think I would like Christmas, but Christmas is, like, a traumatic time of year for me. Don't ask me why. So Valentine's Day and Halloween more than Valentine's Day.
On a scale of 1 to 10, rate your childhood. 11.
After, like, unpacking a lot of stuff from my past, I would give my childhood a solid 6. I don't think it was that bad, but, I was severely bullied. I dealt with a lot of social issues. I was very, very, like, I was, like, the weird girl, and I wasn't, like, really a cute kid. Like, I feel like I had the potential to be cute, I just hadn't unlocked it yet, right? But so I took a lot of shit as a kid from a lot of different sources, but it still could have been significantly worse. So I give it a solid 6. Also, the entertainment and media that I grew up with, however, is a solid 9. Like the cartoons and music and all that kind of stuff.
Have you been out of the country? Yes, I've been to the Bahamas, and it was super fun.
I studied abroad in Spain. And while I was in Spain, southern Spain, I got to travel a little bit around Europe. So I've been to a variety of Spanish cities, but the most prominent including Malaga, Cadiz, Sevilla, Madrid, and there's a few more in there. I've been to Belgium, or Brussels, Belgium, Gibraltar. I've been to Portugal. Unfortunately, nowhere in France or Germany. But I've been to Morocco, so I've been to Africa, which is very, very awesome to me, and I just want to go back. Not just to Morocco, but I want to go to a variety of different places in Africa because of my, like, ancestry and stuff. Is that it? Yeah, and then the Bahamas.
Do you speak any different languages? Well, I barely speak English, so...
I don't practice Spanish, so I wouldn't say that I'm, like, super on top of it anymore. But during the time that I was in Spain, I knew enough Spanish to get around. At the time, I wouldn't say that I got to intermingle with the Spaniards as much as I would have liked to get more fluent in the language. I have anxiety, so it was kind of hard for me, definitely, to do that, but... I got around and I can understand it, and I still watch a lot of shows with Spanish subtitles. I really want to make one of my goals actually becoming fluent in that someday. So.
Do you have any siblings? No.
I don't have siblings.
What's your favorite store? Urban, PacSun, Curl.
Okay, so my favorite stores now, this is hard now. It was Dolls Kill for a while, but obviously we don't stand Dolls Kill after the Black Lives Matter protests and all the information came out about how, like, kind of sleazy their business practices are. But I still love PacSun. I haven't really been able to afford to get stuff from there in a while. I kind of goodness gracious, hot topic. I literally just wear merch. Like, I literally just wear merch, specifically hoodies. Maybe I'll do like a merch collection one day. I tried to film it one time, but it was just a bad video. Yeah, and then I really like Zara for like other stuff like jeans and more like fancy clothes. And I like thrifting. I think that's it.
What is your favorite restaurant? Let's go with Longhorn or like Wolfgang Puck's. One of those.
Longhorn. Still love Wolfgang Puck's, favorite pizza place ever. If I can't go there, I usually try and get pizza from this local place by my house. I guess I shouldn't say that, never mind. Let's not talk about that. Most of my favorite restaurants are in Winter Park, so if you're ever in that area, like right outside Orlando, it has the best restaurants. Briar Patch for lunch, it's called Briar Patch Restaurant on Park Ave. Ethos, which is a vegan restaurant, fully vegan. One of my other favorite vegan places closed down. It was called Dandelion Cafe. I'm glad I actually got to go to that before, like right before it closed this year. Beyond like Wolfgang Puck and also like most restaurants at Disney World, they're all so good. Specifically, Yachtsman's Steakhouse at Disney's Yacht Club Resort. I think it's Maya Grill at Disney's Coronado Springs. And then there's a bunch of various restaurants within the parks that I like, but it would take too long to go through all of them.
Did you like school? I like school. I like seeing my friends. I really want to graduate though.
Freshman year and sophomore year, it just sucked overall. Junior year, I feel, is like when I came into myself, but then senior year is when I found some actual real friends. I'm not saying that the people I met junior year weren't like good friends. I just wasn't fully comfortable in any certain group junior year. It wasn't until second semester senior year, which is actually when I started this YouTube channel, I believe, where I found like a concrete like few groups of friends, and pretty much all my friends through theater. And I started hanging out with people a lot younger than me, but like that sounds weird, but like I really didn't have any friends in my class. Nobody liked me in my class really. So I made friends with the freshmen that I knew through theater, and I kind of I tried to give them advice, but also I think that at the end of the day, I learned just as much from being friends with people younger than me as they did maybe from being friends with someone who's older than them. I don't know. It's kind of interesting, but that's how I met some of my best friends actually to this day, like Mackenzie and Matt and Izzy, my people that have never gone away. And then Alex, who actually was in my class, that's like family.
Who are some of your favorite YouTubers? Justin, how do you pronounce his name? Justin Escalona, I think that's right. Justin Escalona is my go-to right now. I watch like all his vids. I watch all the I'm Schmacked vids. I really like Jordy Cakes. Those are the only ones that are coming to mind, but if I remember others, I'll stick them in the description.
So I actually wrote this one down because I knew that if I didn't, that I would forget a bunch of core people. However, the people that come off the top of my head, my absolute favorites, who I literally never fail to watch an upload of theirs, really. I've been binging Monica Church lately because just like, you know, adult things. Her vlog channel is called Millennial Life Crisis, and it's just really interesting because she's in the process of becoming a real estate agent. I think she is formally a real estate agent now, or she's in schooling for it, but she's like flipping houses, and that's always been super cool to me. I love me some good HGTV moments, so yeah, I like watching her all the time. Lauren Giraldo, she actually is from Miami. She was a Viner turned YouTuber, and now she has like, I think she just hit 1 mil. And her videos always put a smile on my face. Hitomi Mochizuki. I'm very sorry if that's wrong, but as far as like spiritual videos and just lifestyle videos, like I absolutely love her. There's a bunch of spiritual YouTubers that I watch. I'll try and separate by category. I also watch a lot of Caitlin Ray and Sarah Baska. I usually watch Tana to this day, and I still watch Acacia to this day. Those are some, and within this video, I think I mentioned there's not a lot of people from here that I mentioned, or I still watch, but I do watch Justin Escalona sometimes. And yeah, there's a lot of YouTubers that I've been watching for a long time, but yeah, I'm just gonna stick it on screen.
Okay, So those are all the questions. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a little bit about me, and I will see you next time.
Wow. Oh my god, wait, we did it, guys. We made it through all the questions. I guess I'm not like super upset that I rambled because I really thought there were a lot more questions than that, I guess. But yeah, that's super exciting. So I guess in 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 5 years, it's the 5-year almost anniversary of this video, and I am a completely different person. I mean, of course I'm a completely different person, but like, I'm not gonna say my values are completely different, but I've just grown up, I've matured a lot, I've gone through a lot of different life experience that have shaped me. I've gone through extensive amounts of therapy to unpack some of the problems I dealt with in the past. Not saying I'm completely over them, I'm definitely not, but I've made the effort and the steps forward. That and my spiritual journey are intertwined. I am pretty sure when this was shot, I was still like a pretty hardcore Christian. Not that anymore. I've always been more democratic leaning, but now I'm like a full scale like leftist. Like, I have pink hair, the hair color that I always wanted. Like, what else is different about me? My music taste, so different. I probably like listened to just pop and rap back then, and a few of like the really popular bands like 5 Seconds of Summer, All Time Low, and I definitely had that like edge to me, but now that edge is like my entire personality. Not like literal edge, I'm not straight edge, but like the alternative music and aesthetic, all that kind of stuff is a very core part of my personality now. Definitely not my entire personality, but a big element of it, as well as concerts, which aren't happening right now, but that shaped me a lot as well. Music, the music scene gave me a home and a friend group of people that understand me or understood me, understand me, are just like me. Traveled a lot. I haven't like had a lot of like romantic relationships, but I've definitely been in situations like that have taught me a lot more about myself. I don't know. It's interesting looking back on this type of stuff and seeing that I genuinely have grown a lot, and also that the person I was 5 years ago, I feel like would be very proud of the person that I am today, which is, it's so cool and validating to have that contextualized in front of me and by looking at my old stuff. Mercury is retrograde right now, so I do be reminiscing quite a lot right now in particular, on just the person I was like freshman year, sophomore year, just through high school, like that kind of stuff, like where some of the stuff that I do like came from, like all this kind of stuff that I've just been reminiscing on lately. So I don't know. It's very cool. I definitely feel like at least pre-COVID, maybe not right now, but definitely pre-COVID, I started living the life that I always wanted to have, and that's really cool to see. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking now. I hope that you enjoyed this video and this little throwback session. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy this video and if you want more videos, and I will see you in the next one.